No, 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 no. I, yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let her rip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's episode of Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, where when wrestling was wrestling, because it's still real to us. Damn it, keep kayfabe alive, and any other catchy phrases we can think of. Hello, folks. I'm Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Appreciate everybody tuning in this evening. If you are tuning in live, hey, join me in the chat. Even just say hello. I will say hello back. Let's see what else. And if you're not joining me live and watching a replay of this, again, there's a comment section right there. Just drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Have any comments about the period we're talking about? Especially tonight, we're going to do a watch along of Florida Championship Wrestling. So if there's any or Championship Wrestling for Florida, I get mixed up. Anyway, uh, so if you were living in that area at the time and watched it at the time, just let me know. Let me know your thoughts and your memories of that era. Uh, like I said, the good old days of professional wrestling, or if not that, just again drop a hello. Uh, we're all friendly here. Nobody bites here. Let's see. Yes, another long week. Going to have to work a little bit tomorrow, but not too hard tomorrow. But hopefully everybody's had a good week. Uh, it is Friday, of course. For some of you, it's payday. That's for me too. Payday. Uh, Unfortunately, I'm one of these people who get paid like every 2 weeks, so we cherish those paydays as much as possible. Of course, probably by this time tomorrow, I'll be broke paying bills. So, hey, that's how it goes, right? Kids never grow up. Always be a Toys R Us kid. But, anyway, enough about me. Like I said, hopefully everybody's doing well. We're going to discuss a little today in professional wrestling. As you've seen above, we did lose another legend this week. Sika Inoue, uh, member of the Wild Samoans, him and his brother Alpha pretty much wrecked every territory, including the WWF, in their prime, holding tag team championships everywhere. Also, he is the father of Rosie and uh, the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and uncle to everybody. But yeah, it was another terrible loss, man. We're all losing our. We're all. This is what happens when you grow up. You start seeing the legends and sometimes artists. Movie stars, rock stars, professional athletes, professional wrestlers. They start to go away. So yeah, so another reason to never grow up. Joe King says hello, Joe King. What the hell is, man? I cannot tell what kind of is that a ghost or looks like a little rainbow there. Are you celebrating the end of Pride Month, which is cool. I mean, that's it's 2024. People, get over yourself. Uh, anyway, they took our Saturday off away. Those bastards. Oh, it's a megaphone. So I can, okay, I can tell now. I need to figure out how to blow up that screen so I can tell what's what. My eyes are not as good as they used to be, especially at night. It's a megaphone. Man, see, I knew he was going to have a megaphone. Would watch some Memphis wrestling, but Memphis wrestling with Jimmy Hart in it. But we're going to watch some Florida tonight, so pretty excited about that. It's going to be Florida in 1980. Let's see. Don't say what date exactly. This says 1984, the one I got here. Thank you again to 108 or 106 North Albany. Uh, again, of course, you posted this one up 4 years ago. Uh, but so if if you hear this, check it out. Also, hey, I did do a classic wrestling reminiscing of Florida or championship wrestling from Florida. Basically doing a recap of Tales from the Territories, championship wrestling from Florida, Bloodstains in the Everglades. Let's see, where is that? This is probably, I'd actually did this video a year ago. Um, I'm not saying I'm super duper now, but uh, I think I'm at least a little bit better now than I was back then. So, uh, but I'll post that up right here on the chat. So if anybody ever wants to watch that one, go ahead. Like I says, let's see, it's from a year ago. Um, so I haven't quite caught my footing yet, and um, and all that good stuff. So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. I need to take adult steps. To tell you the truth. But anyway, but yeah, we'll check that out later. Like I said, later, after you watch this, of course, check out my other video. Like I said, reviewing the Tales from the Territory, Florida. I did kind of get in deep on that, but I say a lot more times in that one than I do now. Anyway, but yes, later on a watch along, we'll definitely watch some, or we are going to watch some championship wrestling from Florida. It says featuring Dusty Rhodes and the CWF debut of Billy Jack Haynes. I, this might be before he went crazy, so way before he went crazy. So we'll definitely check that out. It should be fun. Didn't haven't watched it yet, so gonna have the same reactions as some of you do. Like I said, I didn't watch Florida that much when I was a kid, so anytime I get a chance to watch some Florida, I am going to take advantage of that because I have watched some stuff and it's like, man, this stuff is pretty freaking good. So we will definitely check that out later. But right now, let's talk about today in wrestling history. All right, so let's kick things off here. On this date in 1972, in Las Vegas or Los Angeles, California, at the Olympic Auditorium, they got to see Ernie Ladd defeat John Tolos for the NWA America's title. Again, this was at the Olympic Auditorium. I think the Los Angeles territory at the time was, pretty big deal as well. Man, I'm having trouble with my hat. It was a growing territory. People made a lot of money. Roddy Piper, that's one of his first territories where he started getting popular, I believe. The Guerreros, Chavo, Hector, Mondo, they all worked there. Um, but other matches on the card, was Rio Blanco defeating Jerry Monte. Fritz von Goering defeated Ricky Romero. I think Ricky Romero is the father of Chris, Mark, and Jay Youngblood. I should have googled that later, but that name does. I think that's. I think their dad. I think that's their dad, Chris, Mark, and Jay Youngblood. Um, was Ricky Romero. So uh, if anybody in the chat wants to check that out for me and let me know if I'm correct about that or wrong about it, I go either way. Ruben Juarez defeated Billy Graham. Terry Funk defeated Raul Mata. Kenji Shibuya and Mr. Saito defeated Black Gordman and Giant Goliath. And like I said, Ernie Ladd defeated John Tolos. John Tolos was a big star in that territory. You probably remember John Tolos more as being the coach. They He went to the WWF after Bobby Heenan, I guess, quit managing, and John Tolos began managing Mr. Perfect. And he was, instead of John Tolos, he was just called the coach. So some of you younger fans or fans around my age probably remember him more uh, of that instead of his actual wrestling career. All right, let's see here. Long time Chattanooga. Excuse me here. Let me get my notes here. Da, 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 All right, let's go back here. Brenda Watson. Hello, Brenda Watson. Anyway, on this day in 1980, a longtime Chattanooga, Tennessee promoter, uh-oh, Harry Thornton retires from announcing anyway. He was announcer for the Chattanooga Wrestling. Also, co-promoted with Nick Gulas. Let's see what else here. Trying to figure out. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me go here. God dang, it's hot in here. Sorry, folks. Wasn't as prepared as I thought it was. Uh, Not really anything I can see. He was a radio DJ turned wrestling announcer who eventually did a local uh, did a local TV station. Um, let's see what else. Oh, that's about it. It's hard to get some of the information about some of these people quickly. But anyway, he winds up retiring and on this date in 1980. Let's see. Also on this date, 1980, Giant Baba and Jumbo Tsuda won the Detroit tournament for the Detroit version of the NWA World Tag Team titles. Uh, it didn't last long because they wound up vacating them later. And I think they were the last holders of this version of the NWA World title. All right, on this date in 1983, Chief J and Jules Strongbow defeated Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito for the WWF Tag Team titles at a WWE house or WWF house show in Madison Square Garden, New York. Of course, Madison Square Garden is the mecca of all arenas and was the primary arena for WWF and of course WWE. And I think is it tonight SmackDown supposed to be taking place at the Madison Square Garden. So hopefully y'all DVR that and watch me live, or vice versa, just watch the replay. Anyway, watch me. Let's see. On this date in 1986, Sherry Martel defeated Candy Vine for the AWA World Women's Championship. I actually remember this because this is when I was kind of close to a year in watching wrestling. Um, probably not, probably 7 months maybe, but definitely remember it because she won a title. I think she was actually cheered in that match also for winning. Then she was also cheered when she defeated Fabulous Moolah for the WWF Women's Championship as well. But she'll become a heel and manage Playboy Buddy Rose and and Doug Summers. Yes, King Divine was the AWA World Women's Champion uh, until she got defeated by Sherry Martel. I'm trying to remember if they traded the titles too a couple times. But anyway, speaking of Buddy Rose and Doug Summers, uh, this was called the AWA Battle at the Bay in Oakland, California. Uh, the main event of that show was Kurt Hennig, Shawn Michaels, and Marty Jannetty, the Midnight Rockers, defeating Alexis Smirnoff, Buddy Rogers, or Buddy Rose, and Doug Summers. Uh, the person I did the copy and paste thing, and they called Playboy Buddy Rose Buddy Rogers. So bad them, bad them. All right. On this date in 1997, WCW presented Saturday Nitro from the joking. What am I talking about? I didn't even know they had a women's championship. Yeah, Sherry Martel was a champion for a long time. She kind of, I'm not even sure who she. Let's take one little pause and go back one. Oh, that's right. She lost. Yes, because Sherry Martel wound up losing to um, Medusa Michele or Medusa or Alundra Blaze, and then because she or did was it? Uh, I want to say she defeated Medusa in 1988. Okay, that's what happened. All right, my bad. So yeah, Kane Devine, Sherry Martel traded championships a couple times. Um, Sherry Martel left in July '87, uh, so they vacated the AWA Women's Championship and wound up having a tournament in which Medusa Michele defeated King Divine in the finals to win the championship. Then in a house show in Bloomington, Minnesota on November 26, 1988, Wendy Richter won it. So I think this would make Wendy Richter the only person or only woman to win the AWA and WWF World Women's Championship. I do believe that might be a trivia question come Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Let's see. Then Kane Divine, I guess, won it in the house show in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Oh no, it became vacated again because Wendy Richter left, and pretty much when AWA closed down. Uh, but yep, Wendy Richter and Medusa Michele, Alondra Blaze, uh, the only the only women to ever hold the AWA and WWF Women's World Championships. Hey, we learned something this evening. See, we learn things on this show, sometimes by accident. Anyway, um, what was I at? Oops. Oh, son of a bee sting. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, on this date in 1997, WCW presented Saturday Nitro from the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California. This show was a pay per listen event, the first of six WCW put on in 1997 and 1998. Uh, for a small fee, fans could listen to the audio broadcast of the event streamed through the WCW website, which I didn't buy it. ECW tried to do this, I think. Wasn't um, CyberSlam from ECW, they try to do this. Now, did Medusa ever win the WCW? Now, I don't know if trying to think here. I know she went to WCW, but I don't think they ever actually. She never did win the WCW Women's Championship, but Medusa won the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. So wow, huh? That's a couple of trivia questions I might have to use one day. I gotta clip this and remember it before I forget it in about 5 minutes. And apparently she's the uh oh, she was also a former WWE 24/7 champion. Uh, a 2005 USHRA Monster Jam World Finals Racing Championship. And 2005 Co Championship 2004. I IWA World Women's Championship two times. Tag League the best with Mitsuku Nishiwaki. Uh, I actually come on, it wasn't the same thing. I'm talking about Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. Okay, probably about that time it became just it wasn't the same thing. Now, could have Medusa really beat those guys? Probably so. I heard she's a pretty tough chick. So, but where was I going with that? But anyway, did you also know that I believe Medusa? This is already I forgot what episode of Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. But Medusa was the first female ever to win the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Rookie of the Year award. She did that in 1988. She won the Stanley Western Award in 2020. Not sure she's the only female to, or first female to do that. We'll look and find out. So far, yes. So Medusa was the first woman to ever win the Stanley Western Award as well for Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And you say you can't learn anything on this show. Come on. I'm even learning shit on my own show. Or it just dawned on me that's probably what it is. But for argument's sake, as far as just the women's division, Medusa and Wendy Richter were the only two women to ever hold the AWA and WWF Women's World Championship. Try, uh, see now you got me pondering, you got me looking shit up. Because now I wonder if Wendy Richter won the NWA one. Probably not. Let's see. Actually, she Wendy Richter was the NWA United States Women's Championship. I guess because at that time uh, Fabulous Moolah was still considered all of women's wrestling world champion, NWA, WWF, except for AWA, of course. Uh, but yes, Wendy Richter was the NWA United States Women's Champion, a championship that Misty Blue Sims held almost forever. She was also Wendy Richter was also one half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions, three times with Joyce Grable. Yeah, cause yeah, they. I mean, granted, they at that time women's wrestling wasn't what women's wrestling is now, and I've explained before that for every Sherry Martel, okay, okay, for every for everybody for every one Sherry Martel who was good in the ring, there were probably like 20, if if that much, if that many women were around wrestling. Stacy Keibler, yes, Stacy Keibler was hot, beautiful, all that good stuff, but her in ring work was. Um, so if that helps explain why there was really not that much focus in women's wrestling at that time. That's why, and supposedly Moolah kind of had a stronghold on all the women too. Mm, a little bit of both, or maybe a lot of both. Anyway, uh, so that concludes tonight's edition. But yeah, Sherry was the best. Now was she the best? Mm, now was she the best manager? I guess as far as female managers goes, I guess because she had her, Miss Elizabeth, Missy Hyatt, Sunshine, Precious. She's I would say Sherry and of course Missy Hyatt. Now Sunshine and Precious would kind of fight with each other, and of course she had Dark Journey as well. Um, and Dark Journey did a lot of speaking for uh, Missing Link. Yeah, because she could talk, she could work, she didn't mind getting involved in with the guys. She'd go rake an eye or choke another wrestler as if she was a male wrestler. Um, I did watch her Dark Side of the Ring, which was kind of sad, but in other ways. So I don't really want to speak ill of the dead, but I just let's just put it that way. If a guy would have walked out on his wife and kid to just drop him to be a wrestling star, he would be looked at as a dirtbag. Sherry Martel was praised. Uh, it was pretty good. I mean, some of these I don't know. Mm, I got. They're not bad. Some of them are good. Some of them are better than others. Sherry Martel's was okay. The Chris Colt one was very very interesting because I remember seeing Chris Colt when it was Chris Von Colt and Continental. I didn't know he was a homosexual junkie. Of course, I know a lot of people were doing stuff at the time, but he was this kind of a job guy too. But I haven't seen yet the what they call it, uh, Who Killed WCW yet. I haven't seen all of this season's uh, Dark Side of the Ring yet. I definitely want to see the one about Black Saturday. Might have to do a show about that one because that hits home. Anyway, back to today in pro wrestling. Uh, see, we just go off on tangents. Anyway, WCW presented Saturday Night. It's supposed to be a web thing. You go on the website, pay like I forgot what it was, like $5 or $10, and it's before like video streaming like YouTube. Uh, the technology wasn't quite there for like somebody like me to uh, do a live stream. Pretty sure I don't know. It might be possible for indie. I know a lot of indie promotions. They'll record their shows and put them on YouTube, but you didn't really have that time or have the ability to live stream like that at the time because it was still dial-up internet. The whatever. Um, that I mean, if you pulled up an article, you could have go make you a sandwich, get you something to drink, you know, use the restroom, wash your hands and all that, and eat your sandwich. And by the time you ate your sandwich, the article will be up because that's how good dial-up internet was. Uh, so anyway, they decided to, and I believe at the time too that some some places had the cable internet. I forgot what it's called, but either way, uh, it was what it was. Anyway, let's see. On this event, Damian Hubatu Guerrero and Super Calo defeated Conan La Parca and Villano 4. Ultimo Dragon. Ultimo Dragon, I used to like Ultimo Dragon. I thought he was pretty cool. Anyway, he defeated Psychosis via submission. Eddie Guerrero defeated Dean Malenko. The Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, defeated the NWO Buff Bagwell and Masahiro Chono. 6, which was X Pac or Sean Waltman or 123 Kid or Lightning Kid. He defeated Rey Mysterio via submission to retain the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, but 37 seconds later, Chris Jericho would defeat Six to win the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Roddy Piper defeated Ric Flair. Diamond Dallas Page defeated Macho Man Randy Savage. Lex Luger and the Giant defeated the Outsiders Scott Hall and Kevin Nash by disqualification in a WCW World Tag Team Championship match. Now you want to see some history that a lot a lot of us know of, even the younger fans, but for fans like me who was let's see 22 at the time. Fuck, I'm old. Uh, mm, some of you weren't even born here. Anyway, the night on this date in 1998, WWF King of the Ring pay per view took place. I do remember watching this live with my buddies. This took place at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Civic Center, drawing 17,087 people. The Headbangers, Monster Thrasher, uh, and Taka Michinoku defeated Funaki and Men's Tayo and Dit Togo. Uh, let's see, Ken Shamrock defeated Jeff Jarrett. Rocky Maivia pinned Dan Severn. Too Cool Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor. Rest in peace, Brian Christopher. Defeated Al Snow and Head. Yes, this is, I don't know if you watched the Wrestlers documentary on Netflix, but this was the match where uh, uh, Al Snow had a gimmick. He had an American head and would just parade around. And then it was supposed to be his tag team partner. So, forgot who pulled it out. There was a bottle of Head and Shoulders. So they stuck it up the neck part of the mannequin. So now he got Head and Shoulders. And I forgot one of the members of Too Cool, one I think Brian Christopher, uh, pinned Head because had the shoulders on the mat. Of course, the special referee was Jerry Lawler, so he definitely let that by. X Pac defended the late Owen Hart, WWF World Tag Team Champions. uh, Road Dogg Jesse James and Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, great team, defeated Bob Holly and Bart Gunn, who were being billed as the new Midnight Express at the time. Uh, Nothing memorable about that Midnight Express. Ken Shamrock went on to defeat Rocky Maivia to win the King of the Ring tournament. But the big, the big event of this match was the second. I believe this was the second Hell in a Cell match, and it was the Undertaker versus Mankind. Yes, that one where Undertaker chokeslam Mankind through the top of the cage, lost a tooth, got his bell rung. I think Terry Funk and a bunch of referees went down there to check on him. I think he was legitimately knocked out from that. But Mick Foley uh, snapped out of it, regrouped, and got back on top of that cage just to get thrown off that cage onto the commentator's table. Yes, the whole living room. I think I was at my buddy's house. Yeah, everybody in that living room just popped on that. Like, holy shit on that one. We all said holy shit on the choke slam through the cage too, but we were like, at this point, it's like, okay, this is gotta be it. So yeah. But like I said, trainers, agents, everybody was out there to check up on old Mickey Foley. Uh, like I said, he lost a tooth. Probably lost a few years off his wrestling career as well. Uh, it was definitely a memorable match. Uh, so yes, any memory or anything ever that has to do with Mick Foley, any documentary, yes, they will always go back to this match. Uh, is this the match that kind of made him? May put him over the top in the WWF. Uh, but you know his work in WCW or WCW was okay. Uh, People learn at ECW he can actually cut like kick-ass promos. Uh, I think it was at that 2 out of 3 fall match where I believe Eddie Gilbert, where each match was a different uh, uh, gimmick match basically. I think that put him on. Of course, the Stranglemania tapes, Insane Clown Posse. Okay, beyond that, if you're a tape trader time, you got to see all the death matches he was in. So, um, but yeah, after this, you know, he wrote a couple books and became WWF World Champion, I believe, 2, 3 occasions, I believe, and the rest is history. I mean, gotta give it to the guy. He definitely, he definitely gave it all, risked it all. I mean, literally. Uh, Also on that card, there was a first blood match between Kane and Steve Austin, in which Kane defeated Steve Austin to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the next night on Raw, Steve Austin won it back. But yeah, it was first blood match. Kane had that big face mask on, so well, it's going to be kind of hard to get him to bleed, or nosebleed bleed. All right, and on this date in 1999, the day after the King of the Ring pay per view, Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Undertaker to win the WWF World Championship for the fourth time on Raw from Charlotte, North Carolina. Uh, at the time, this match was the most, or I think it still is, the most watched wrestling match in the history of cable television, drawing a 9.5 TV rating. Uh, yeah, you got whole shows now that only draw 9.5 people, much less a segment. But uh, so that tells you how hot pro wrestling was in 1999. It was still the Monday Night Wars, even though at this time WCW is kind of losing their grip, kept kind of dropping down, but they still was feasible competition for WWF at the time. But um, like I said, it was definitely a hell of a time to be a pro wrestling fan, especially at that time, because we had VCRs, and sometimes we record one to watch the other, or basically, I think I actually recorded both of them because WCW Nitro would replay Nitro like right after the original live airing, so you could like, actually record Raw, keep flipping back both, you between TNT and USA to see what's going on, then go back and watch and record Raw, then record Nitro, and kind of watch them both again. Or, I mean, there would be some cool tapes that still. I think I still have. I know I still got a lot of VHS tapes left. I don't know if I have any of those left. I'll have to check one day. But anyway, that wraps it for this week and pro wrestling history. Like I said, definitely a lot of memorable stuff, and we learned something this week. Learned a lot about the careers of Wendy Richter and Medusa Miceli. Uh, Forgot that she was WCW Cruiserweight Champion. Yeah, Sherry was probably best all around though. Let's see. All right, is everybody ready for some Florida or championship wrestling from Florida? I don't know why I always fuck that up. Let's see. And like I said before, what I'm gonna have to do, because like I said last week, it went in a full 24 hours before kept getting you or emails from YouTube saying copyright violation, copyright violation, copyright violation. I mean, even Bruce Springsteen's more born. They hit me up on the Bruce Springsteen "Born in USA" song. So, uh, these rock stars, despite what they might say uh, about things, they want their money. So anyway, I'm going to copy the link and paste it right here on the chat. Uh, if any of you are in the chat, let me know when you're ready, and we'll do a little 5-second countdown to press play. Sorry, I don't have a significant other like Tony Schiavone to do the countdown for us. Does she still do that? I wonder. I mean, I know she probably did it once, and it was recorded and all that good stuff. But but like I say, if you're from Florida and actually, or wherever you lived at the time and was able to get championship wrestling for Florida, I don't think we never got it here. Not that I know of. I mean, I know we had the Superstars of Wrestling program to show different territories, but for whatever reason, they didn't show it. I guess because it was around 85, 86 when they went from like 8 o'clock to 3 a.m. And that's when the territories kind of started dipping down a little bit, even though they had Lex Luger. Uh, but yeah, the dark side of the rings are okay. I mean, I think this they turn into like you know I guess uh gotcha moments about Vince, like the plane ride from hell, the little Jimmy Snuka situation. which will not real. I don't mean degree that as little, but I mean we will never know what really happened that night. But it's like, okay, how did y'all get the footage? Was able to get the footage from WWF without his permission. So that could have been a way they kind of ticked him off. All right, is everybody ready for some championship wrestling from Florida? Are we ready? Yeah, it kind of sucks I have to do it this way. All right, here we go. And five, four, three, two, one. Press play. And I actually recounted the best Mike Rotundo. I forgot who. I guess that's is that Mike Graham or I know that's Yellow Dog in there. I wonder who. Because even though I didn't watch, there's some things we did read about in 19. The one I was about this guy named Yellow Dog.
Blackjack Mulligan is one of the greatest names in professional wrestling. He's a tough man, probably the toughest man I've ever seen. Blackjack Mulligan has met and defeated many of the greatest names in professional wrestling. He's a rugged man. Many people say he's a throwback to the Old West. Some people even say Blackjack Mulligan is a throwback to the days of the outlaw. Well, Blackjack Mulligan is an outlaw. And some people have even tried to prove that Blackjack Mulligan is a reincarnation of an outlaw. J.J. Dillon is one of those men.
Proof? No, I don't feel that it is proof. And in order to get the answer, we may have to listen to the words
speaking of
of
Mick Foley,
himself.
if you read his
From
book, he kept referring to J.J. Dillon as J.J. effing Dillon.
You see, Abdullah, what you got to understand, you're the baddest man that has ever come down the pike. But it's so thick you can cut it with a knife. You can feel it in the air, the karma. And brother, what it really boils down to for you is just a little old-fashioned karma coming down on your head.
And of course, that's Blackjack Mulligan, the father of Barry and Kendall Whitman, the father-in-law, father-in-law of Mike Rotundo, and of course the grandfather of Taylor and Wyndham Rotundo, more famously known as, Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt. They were freaking not that big around, but freaking very freaking hurt.
There have been times when
Who's this
Blackjack
doofus?
Mulligan has taken the action out into the streets. Well, let's look at one of those occasions.
He went back to the town where it all had come down, and he searched
dad had an old Ford pickup truck I like that. I don't think it's the same model. Or is that even that? That might not be a Ford. My bad. That might be a Ford. Sometimes I really like, especially old vehicles. I really can't tell till I see the front hood. See, that's how you do a fall scan anywhere match. Take it out to the grassy parking lot and pin your phone there. That's a dream, baby. That's actually Bob Seger's strut. Don't know why this supposed to come out to some kind of about a woman. It's a cool song though. It's one. I don't know. It's actually one of my favorite Bob Seger songs. Bob Seger's good. I think Bob Seger's like one of these guys that, especially at that time, this year, doesn't matter what kind of music genre your favorite is. Bob Seger was probably universally liked. Like, if you like pop music, you like, you know, if you heard any Bob Seger song, you was probably a fan of Bob Seger as well. Country music fan, you heard of Bob Seger and like Bob Seger. There's probably three, especially. I don't even know if there's any music talent that's universally liked like that anymore. I would say probably on top of my head, there's probably three that's kind of like universally liked between all genres. That's Bob Seger, Billy Joel. I put Elton John in there. I think he's universally liked and respected.
Ever in the history of professional wrestling. So what you're seeing now is just a taste, a dose.
Yes, that's making big one-man gang submit to the Figure 4, baby. And that's the legendary referee and manager, Bill Alfonso.
She's actually seen me put the Figure 4 at a cocktail party on numerous people surrounding the area. So now let's get down and boogie, get ready for the tour of 84, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, the Tower of Power. Woo! Too sweet to be sour.
See, now going back and kind of like watching stuff like this with, especially like Dusty Rhodes, supposed to be the American Dream, the Common Man and all that. And here he is wearing a suit, coming out of a limo. Me, that's probably where I would be like, okay, dude, how common are you? And sometimes in his promos, he'll talk about all the money he makes and stuff like that. And it's not really something, I guess because of the character, I guess, the American Dream, here I'm the son of a plumber, now I'm a millionaire. But still, it's like, you kind of want to still be that common person. Don't show up in suits. Don't get out of limos like a Ric Flair. That's
7 years ago,
why people like,
when Elise Marie took off,
you know, drive a old pickup truck or a new pickup truck. You know, that a lot of other common people probably may or may not be able to afford.
It's been 7 years, and now Dusty Rhodes begins his 1984 TCB tour, Can to Touch. Throughout this country, in your arenas throughout the world. Nobody does it better. Nobody is more exciting. And nobody is the American Dream but Dusty Rhodes. And he'll cheer the Olympic too. From this moment out, on Dusty Rhodes TCB 284, I will wear this black glove. Because a few years ago in the Olympics, there were two men that stood up with clenched fists, clothed, and the whole country said, oh no, this can't happen, what is it? All it was unity. It stood for unity. And now in this time of the Olympics,
And this time of my TCB, taking care of business tour. The black glove will be on my hand for unity, and the touch.
And speaking of Dusty Rhodes, is there any pro wrestler often
Coming to your area soon, Dusty Rhodes.
imitated by fans than Dusty Rhodes? Everybody got that one talking like Dusty Rhodes, baby. The taking care of business tour, baby. And there's Dusty thinking the singer and drinking beer. I think this highlights from the match in the Omni, where Dusty defeated Harley Race for the NWA World Title. Yeah, it's Freddie Miller. Yep, that's Freddie Miller there. Freddie Miller, of course, if you ever watched Georgia Championship Wrestling, he was the guy who ran down the cars at the different arenas or where they're going to be at, and at the end of it, he'd say, "Be there." I say this is called having fans right there. Is unfortunately, have the music playing in the background. You didn't get to hear that pop, but I believe that's one of those natural pops. And
Introducing first the challengers from Syracuse, New York, at 232 pounds, Mike Rotundo. And his partner from Atlanta, Georgia, at 232 pounds, Mike Davis.
Yeah, Mike Davis. Watch for a little RPM, Mike Davis.
Their manager, Mr. James J. Dillon, the reigning United States Tag Team Champions, One Man Gang and Cowboy Ron Bass.
Ron Bass is here at the table. I want a face show right here. This is the saddle. That is my saddle. I won legitimately for that little snot-nosed kid, Barry Windham. Now, Dusty Rhodes coming to the arena with another saddle claiming it's this one. Well, it's not. I've got this one. Anytime you want it, kid, come and get it.
All right. Quite a statement there, Gordon.
Was indeed Cowboy Ron Bass upset over some recent...
Yeah, apparently Ron Bass was another legit
The
freaking
most
tough guy.
important thing is that the U.S. Tag Team Championship is on the line. This is a title match. One fall for the U.S. Tag Team
Yeah,
Championship.
how bad. I think he had like a ruptured appendix or something like that. Didn't realize it. When you have something like that happen, and I've seen people who had ruptured appendices, and they were in pain. This dude didn't freaking realize it.
Right here, I believe everybody just saw the difference in what a basic scientific wrestler can do
That's
against
badass
men
out there, if you
besides
ask me.
Ron Bass and particularly the one-man gang, 450 pounds. Cornelius come in, and the man like Mike Rotundo uses the basic style of wrestling. That's what this sport is all about, is wrestling, and Mike Rotundo sure is one of the best. But of course, this here is for the United States Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. Ron Bass and the one-man gang being the current title holders.
Good reversal by Rotundo and Bass. Caught a high backdrop by Rotundo. Rotundo down across the chest. Bass powers out. Bass, 280 pounds, tags up.
Tyler was pretty well built. I mean, I'm not saying he's like Mr. Olympia, Washboard Abs and anything, Washboard Abs and all that, but looks like he's
strength in the size of this
pretty
one
damn good shape.
brings Rotundo up a quick body
Of course, this is one-man game before he shaved his head and or gave himself a mohawk and
Well, right here you're seeing how a 240-pounder stands a great chance against a
put tattoos on the
450-pounder.
side of his head.
The man that, like Mike Rotundo, uses the man's weight against him. He can use to his own advantage.
Now, Mike
that
Davis
extra
here, let's see,
poundage
this
on
is,
the one-man gang. So
I guess
everybody
2
can
years
see
removed
right
from
here
the
what a scientific
infamous
wrestler can do against
4
the
flat
larger man
tires
when he uses
angle
the
that
scientific moves of wrestling and
involved
uses his
the
wits.
Fabulous
His God-given
Freebirds,
wits about
Kevin
him.
Sullivan, and
Mike
Austin
Davis in
Idol.
there now with a
Kevin
forearm
Sullivan,
drag and
Austin
twist
Idol was
as
supposed to have
Cowboy
a
Ron
TV
Bass
match.
tagged up with a
Well,
one-man gang. Now it is Rotundo tagging up.
Freebird
Good
said, "Look,
teamwork on the part of Davis
we'll,
and
we'll wrestle
Rotundo.
you, Kevin Sullivan, but you gotta get somebody
Apparently
else
their
besides
strategy is
Austin Idol to be a partner."
Rotundo
Okay, cool. I'll pick Mike
bring the
Davis
battle
here.
to the U.S. Tag
So they
Team
signed a
Champions, and then
contract.
he
They
very
didn't read the fine print, and they
sagely
set the referee in the match.
tags
Supposed
up
to been
at the
Austin Idol.
precise moment
So next week
with
TV
Mike
starts.
Davis, an
Uh,
extremely intense young competitor.
no
Tags in.
Austin Idol. Didn't know where he was.
Matchlock now on
Then
Cowboy Ron Bass.
they wound up having the match.
Getting a little extra leverage that
Of
time.
course, getting the victory. Kind of put a whooping on Mike Davis there.
Davis cuts to the outside
And
and it's Davis with a spin under takedown.
then Austin Idol shows up. Said, "Look, I had a little car trouble. I had a flat tire."
The U.S. Tag
Then
Team
Mike Davis
Championship
went
on
on
the
there and
line.
said,
I repeat,
"Look, I
this
read the
is
telegram
a
and all
U.S.
that.
Tag
It's
Team
supposed to be one of
Championship
your
match.
Freebird."
One fall
Um,
for the title. Mike Rotundo
Then
tags
Mike
up.
Hayes slipped up and said, "Oh, I guess it would be kind of hard to get her on 4 flat tires."
They're tagging in very
And
rapidly.
Austin was like,
Well, the best
What did you
strategy
say?
for a tag team, of course, as everyone knows, is a lot of tags. Keep that
Says,
fresh man coming. Use
what?
some energy and
I
get
said,
out
"No, I
while the
said
getting
one.
is good.
I
Don't
said
let that
A
man
flat
get the
tire. I didn't
advantage
say
on
nothing
you.
but
And
4
Mike
flat
Rotundo and
tires."
Mike Davis
How
are
did you
using
know I
it
had
to the
4
best
flat
advantage.
tires?
They're in and out. And right
Shit
now,
hit me.
Ron Bass knew it was best for him to tag out. And in comes the one-man gang. Right here we have that
And that was a
200-pound
big dude
differential.
as
But
well
like
who
I
could
said
freaking
earlier,
I mean, not
Mike Rotundo
definitely
is the
not a
type of
body
wrestler who
guy.
can use that weight to an
That's
advantage.
meat and potatoes right there.
Like a one-man gang with that great big pounding
But
forearm across the back is
he
able
could
to soften
definitely
Mike
move that
Rotundo
ring.
up. Mike Rotundo is going to have to do some thinking because when you get this much weight down on top of you, you can be in serious trouble. Now he's got this reverse chin lock on Mike Rotundo, and just from the sheer size and power of the one-man
I
gang.
actually seen an interview with One Man Gang recently. He
He
seems like a pretty cool down to earth kind of guy.
You see Jim Dillon here guarding the trophy that is
Actually, I
symbolic of the
think he
United
was
States
living in
Heavyweight
Louisiana
Tag
when they
Team
had that big
Championship.
flood a few years ago.
Rotundo powered up.
Cast on all times, but I think
A boot to the
I'm out
midsection
of
that
it.
time that doubles up Rotundo. They've been concentrating on the abdominal section of Rotundo's body, and they're trying to take away that air supply, which will take away his great maneuverability. Irish whip into the ropes. Rotundo caught again in the midsection. And so the strategy here is to slow Rotundo down, to take away his capability of getting into the air with those drop kicks, punish him around the abdomen. Now a bear hug by this 450-pound one-man gang. And Rotundo needs very desperately to get over and tag up.
Well, like Gordon just stated, now is the time for Rotundo to try and figure out some strategy, some move to get away from the one-man gang. You get to his corner and get Mike Davis in the ring. Get in that fresh blood, the fresh man. Right now, Mike Rotundo better start scurrying, go through his legs, get away from him. And here comes Ron Bass, the fresh man. Right now, one-man gang and Ron Bass are using the quick tagging in and out strategy to their advantage. If Mike Rotundo is not able to get to his corner, it could be all over for Mike Rotundo, and it could be, they could just be looking at that U.S. Tag Team title just going.
Well, of course, exactly why they are the tag team champions, because they have been able to turn back all challenges Rotundo trying to get over.
And by the way, last week when I went to the Anarchy show in Washington, Georgia, I was sweating. Just from sitting there, I was sweating like Mike Rotundo. It was hot in that building and no AC.
Into the stomach, keep driving that
Good show
air out
though,
of his
but
lungs. Of course, they do that. Lactic
when you
acid
work
is not
outside
burned
all
off, the
day
body
and
becomes overly
90
fatigued.
plus degree weather, last place you want to be is
Rotundo
kind of
again
like in the heat as well, especially when
I must say, so far their strategy appears to be working because Rotundo
But yeah, I'm going to
is in
next
deeper
show.
and deeper trouble.
I think it's July
Well,
27th.
just reiterating what Gordon has just said, they are working on that midsection, trying to drive that air supply from the body, and if you can't breathe, if you're not getting a lung full of oxygen at all times, that fresh air supply, and you just can't really function properly. And now here is
And
Ron
when
Bass just
Basically, why not going to clock out? Ron Bass is one of the people he'd take with him. Ron Bass, Black Bart, of course, Rick Harris, Mike Rotundo, Barry Windham. Who else?
Get away just momentarily and tag Mike Davis and get the fresh man in.
Mike Davis will
have a chance to
regain
that
Kevin State, Oregon State.
Just trying to power Ron Bass back over to his corner.
Back to the basics, and it is Rotundo taking the tag.
There's a hot
Mike Davis
tag.
explodes into the ring. Mike Davis, a fresh man, and he's got a series of forearms going. His Davis now, beautiful flying drop kick by Mike Davis. Davis in, trying to cover his man. The one-man gang breaks it up. Referee Bill Alfonso sending him back, and ooh, Davis ripped across the eyes and hurtled from the ring. And the one-man gang out there after Davis brings Davis up. Ooh, smashed him into that steel ring post. Davis is down. Meanwhile, it's Mike Rotundo has Bass up there in the airplane spin, but that's
He speared him. He speared him. There you go, wrestling fans. Your first ever spear.
I didn't see any tags made there, Gordon. Obviously, the illegal man in the ring is what Ron Bass and Mike Davis. It's like Mike Davis' forehead has been severely lacerated.
And that's what happens, folks. You get your head knocked in the metal post, you get busted open.
Slam stampede. Wait a second. Wait a minute. The Yellow Dog just grabbed the saddle. The Yellow Dog just came out, grabbed the saddle. He caught J.J. Dillon. Now he's caught Ron Bass, and the count is on. The count is on.
Don't understand why he's not for disqualification here since there's somebody interfering. Kind of.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mike Davis and Mike Rotundo. The count was on. Bass was out of the ring.
If Bill Alfonso can tell it, the Yellow Dog did just beat somebody over the little wooden barricade.
That's right. Mike Davis and Mike Rotundo are the new U.S. Tag Team Champions. The one-man gang. Well, Cowboy Ron Bass counted out of the ring.
And yes, I think Florida was at the time, recognized their regional tag team champions as the U.S. tag team champions before Crockett. They used to be the national tag team champions, but it was more, Georgia Championship Wrestling. Beginning in early on here from decade that the national tag team champions kind of just rehash them as the U.S. tag team champions. But Florida started in their own Florida tag. The good, the bad, the ugly. Oh, Billy Jack games.
This match won't go with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Portland, Oregon, at 255 pounds, the Pacific Coast heavyweight champion, Billy Jack. His opponent from the Great Northwest Territory at 220 pounds.
They just call him Billy Jack, but I think they got a cease and desist order from that, from the actual Billy Jack movie.
Full body slam. A drop kick, another flying drop kick. Billy Jack, 6'3", 255 pounds. Pacific Coast champion, powerlifting champion. Look at this. Full body press.
He was the most well jacked up.
And a full slam from about 8 feet up in the air. While
There's full Nelson. That's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Jack does not get paid by the hour.
Well, Gordon, in most cases, a full Nelson is just a softening up hold, but it looks like with that upper body strength, did you see that? Did you see that with a full Nelson just annihilated him?
Oh man, is that Billy Jack something else? And look who's just stepped in the ring. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And there you have it. Billy Jack and Dusty Rhodes. What a combination. We'll try and get an interview with Billy Jack a little later. Now here's the man that we've all been waiting to hear from, the incomparable Billy Jack.
gentlemen in the great state of Florida. I'm Billy Jack. I'm the current Pacific Coast heavyweight champion. During my stay here, I hope to meet, I don't care if black, white, green, purple, blue, all you beautiful people here. I'd like to meet you. I'll wrestle any man here in Florida, anytime, any place. It's a pleasure meeting the great Dusty Rhodes, the all-American dream, baby. We'll see you. Peace.
This match won followed a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Quebec, Canada, at 220 pounds, Chief Joe Lightfoot. His opponent from Tulsa, Oklahoma, at 221 pounds, Tommy Wright.
Chief Joe Lightfoot getting set to move out against Tommy Wright. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Lightfoot,
Lightfoot, Lightfoot.
An Algonquin
Most
Indian.
time I've ever seen him, he was a women guy like Georgia.
The reservation
Tommy Wright,
just
he was
outside of Quebec, I understand, a fiery competitor.
Well.
And extensive
But
background.
yeah, let's see,
Well, yes, he really
hard to
has.
believe.
He has held regional titles in
A lot of people have
Canada
seen Billy Jack
and
Haynes here as a
amateur
top
athletics
star.
and, wrestling.
Or they kind of talk about like future top star. I don't know. But they didn't have internet, but they kind of built him up. You know, wherever he goes, like potential big stars, especially in the magazines. But had his chance in
Right now, Tommy Wright does have his man a little bit of trouble.
For whatever
Side
reason,
headlock, but,
had it pan out.
from what I've seen of Chief Joe Lightfoot, he's a versatile
And he went back to
wrestler,
Portland.
agile, and really
Was a
does
big
know
star in
wrestling
Portland,
and
of
the
course.
counter moves, which are very important.
Which was
and
weird when I watched
he
the
is a good counter wrestler as well as
what
an
was it,
offensive
the
wrestler.
Tales for Territories in Portland, Oregon. They talk about, you know, the Buddy Rose era and the Matt Bourne era and stuff like that, but they never really get into the era where it was, you know, Billy Jack Haynes and Rip Oliver.
If he can turn back Chief Joe Lightfoot. And right now, Tommy Wright concentrating on doing exactly that. Keeps the side headlock. Lightfoot on the canvas. Referee Bill Alfonso watching the proceedings very carefully. Wright, sturdily built. Excellent muscular definition and conformation. Keeps the pressure on Lightfoot. It'll be interesting to see how Lightfoot does escape from this and what kind of a counter he moves with.
Well, Tommy Wright putting that pressure on that side headlock. The headlock, of course, is not a submission hold. It has been used as a submission hold, but normally just a punishing hold designed to wear you down. And, well, that was quite a move on the part of Chief Joe Lightfoot there.
Leapfrogs up and over his man. Henderson with a good shoulder smash coming off the ropes. Lightfoot. Cartwheels past him. Flying head scissors and Lightfoot. Another flying head scissors on Tommy Wright. Lightfoot then with a good drop kick. And brother, Lightfoot will go to the air.
That's how we don't see
Tommy
too much
Wright
of
trying
the
to break that momentum
that style of flying head
Steps
scissors.
outside the ring. Count is on. Wright slowly getting back into the ring. The count partially broken. And so
Well, he
Wright
might probably
trying
do
to
it,
stop that momentum that Chief Joe Lightfoot had going. She has done the square off, and it's Lightfoot getting the full arm drag and
probably
twist
the
now
last
on
time I've seen
Tommy Wright.
Probably back in
We
like
know, Gordon, the flying head scissors that Chief Joe Lightfoot just used is a wrestling move that I very seldom see anymore because it can be a dangerous move. If you don't have your opponent partially groggy, the man can move out of the way and do some damage to yourself. But Chief Joe Lightfoot executed two terrific, brilliant flying head scissors there, which gave him a definite advantage, followed up by a drop kick. That was when Tommy Wright
yes, that is the man who calls it down the middle, Daddy.
Senses back and start over, but coming back in the ring
Bill
is
Alfonso.
right now it's all Chief Joe Lightfoot.
Lightfoot keeping that arm in
Yes,
prison
he was
now.
a legit, you know,
And
referee
Wright
for
coming up. So Wright stopped the momentum,
especially
but
in
he
Florida,
has not been able to regain it himself.
NWA caucus, he wrestled them. Then he did some refereeing work in WWF as well. Before coming to ECW and being the heel referee. Then of course being the manager
Well, that was a good series of
Taz,
counter moves,
Taz,
wrestling moves
Sabu,
and
and
counter
Rob Van
moves,
Dam.
going from one counter move to another, just each one breaking the other's hold. But fortunately, of course, for Chief Joe Lightfoot, he was able to regain the offensive. Now, Tommy Wright, seeing he was in trouble, just jammed the head of Chief Joe Lightfoot into that turnbuckle. Let me tell you from past experience, you see a little padding there, but under that padding is solid steel. And that's a very hard stop for your head when your head is banged into that. Well, Tommy Wright is doing some damage on the Chief here, Gordon.
Tommy Wright moving against him,
And
and
notice Tommy Wright didn't sit there just waiting for him to
catches a
conquer
high
the
knee
top
lift
rope
into
and
the
do his
pectoralis
spectral knee.
major area, and now Tommy Wright drives a knee
He just stepped away
into
Samoa
the
Joe
head
style.
of Chief Joe Lightfoot, and it is Wright very definitely
And,
very
move like that
determined that
makes
this
sense.
interloper into this area is not going to come away with a pinfall. Tommy Wright. Wow. High backdrop. And again, Wright retaliating.
Well, here's Tommy Wright with that reverse chin lock on Chief Joe Lightfoot. He's got his full body weight. You see where Tommy Wright has his body weight just leaning down on Chief Joe Lightfoot. The body weight, of course, is just going to help or force Chief Joe to use up body energy, which, of course, is tiring and draining. Now he's going into a little bit of a test of strength, trying to reverse that into an overhand wrist lock. Tommy Wright using a knee into the back to gain the advantage there.
Wright misses with a right hand. A beautiful tomahawk chop by Chief Joe Lightfoot. Lightfoot chops him again. And another chop by Chief Joe Lightfoot. The snap mare that has Wright back to the canvas. And Chief Joe Lightfoot into that odd cadenced Indian war dance, catches him with another chop. And another chop into the chest has Wright to the canvas. Count of three. And Chief Joe Lightfoot, great explosive quality, takes the measure on Tommy Wright.
Of course, most of you can
Coach John Heath has joined me at the desk to talk about the Super Bowl of wrestling happening on the 21st in Sarasota. Thank you for being here.
Well, it's great to be here, plus the fact I'm very happy to be here right now.
Well, the big news is it's a big match in Sarasota. The world title, Ric Flair against Dusty Rhodes.
Yes, it is. It's got to be the biggest match possibly in 1984 in the country.
I know that we had said earlier that they were going to be meeting and going for the title in Lakeland, but because of the problems with Kevin Sullivan, all of that has changed.
As far as, your
yes,
Native
they had
American
signed previously
wrestlers
to meet in Lakeland, and then occurred the despicable and saddening act of Sullivan against Dusty's younger sister, Connie, and at that time, Dusty had announced his cancellation of all his Florida engagements as far as wrestling. This, of course, cast gloom over the entire state of Florida, as well as probably throughout the country, not knowing when he might return. However, when they lifted the suspension on Sullivan, the fact arose that this meant that probably Dusty was going to return to wrestling. And I got the bright idea, heck, that's the guy that I would like to get in Sarasota as soon as I could. And I've called Dusty on 3 different occasions, and I'll have to admit that the first time was rather late at night back in Houston. And his primary thought on his mind was that he wanted to wrestle Sullivan. However, I called him 2 more times, and I approached him with the idea, why not Flair in Sarasota? I know that as much as he wants Sullivan, he's also a competitor and wants that world heavyweight title again. He agreed to do this, to meet Flair in Sarasota, and it is signed for January 21st at Saturday night at 8:30. It is the biggest match, as far as I'm concerned, in the history, not only of Sarasota, but possibly the biggest match in the country for '84.
Well, not only do you have that match, but you also have Cowboy Ron Bass meeting the Yellow Dog for the Southern title, which should also be a great match.
Yes, if the person who they suspect is the Yellow Dog is the Yellow Dog, that's going to be some match for the Southern title in our arena. It'd sell out any arena in the country.
And the fact that it's for the title makes it even more exciting.
Was it Brian Pillman?
You also have Blackjack Mulligan
they
defending
kind
his
of
brass next title
where
against the one-man gang.
Surprisingly enough, it was Barry Windham who
also, Billy Jack and Mike Rotundo are going to be going
Brian
against
Pillman
Kevin Sullivan and Karma.
League town match.
Do you know anything about that?
Don't know anything about Karma. Of course, I know about Sullivan. It'll be our first opportunity to see Billy Jack in the Sarasota area.
Yellow body
and Mike
suit,
Rotundo,
yellow mask,
he's fabulous.
yellow dog.
It's going to be an exciting night of wrestling at Robarts Arena in Sarasota, Saturday night, the 21st of January at 8:30. That's our Tape 5 for this week.
Now that must be from the angle where Kevin Sullivan threw the kingdom. That's his sister side.
This match won't follow a 10-minute time limit.
Is that downtown Denny Brown?
At 215 pounds, Denny Brown. His opponent from the far east, At 265 pounds, the Black Ninja, Kendo Nagasaki.
Being around, of course, multi-time NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Kendo Nagasaki misses with a savate-like kick, and Brown tangles up. Wow, Nagasaki took him to the canvas in a hurry. Nagasaki in a beautiful combination of that Far Eastern training
sure
and the American catch-as-catch-can combination.
Who came first, Kabuki or him? But Kabuki did that way better than
beautifully.
Kabuki did Kabuki better than Kendo Nagasaki.
Being able to combine those two styles is a very dangerous individual. This Kendo trying for a body press with the help of the tights.
Foot Locker,
you know, the martial arts, you see many of these people that are well versed in martial arts where they're breaking boards and concrete blocks and everything else. But then of course that's a stationary object.
When the Horseman was feuding with Jake
wrestling, knowing that you do have the power and ability to crush many objects with your fist and your sides of your feet, makes you a very dangerous individual.
Match by Gary Hart. Another guy who was in that group was Kendo Nagasaki, but at the time he called himself Dragon Master because he had a great move of doing the mist blowing and stuff like that. Muda was awesome. Yeah, Kabuki is one of my favorites at the time because, I mean, yeah, it had a not as good as the karate moves that Muda wound up doing, but at that time it just looked cool. He had the hair, had the face paint, and he did the mysterious green mist gimmick. Now Asuka's doing the mist gimmick. Yeah, Kendo wasn't as good now. I don't think.
The ring momentarily as he was badgered by some irate fan. I might remind wrestling fans around the nation that no matter how excited you get into matches, don't get into the ring.
There's one say, hey,
keep your seats. Don't get into the ring because that could be the most dangerous move of your life. Full body slam.
Dude, this is back in the day where, you know, if you get stumped, people like jump over rails and attack a wrestler. The wrestler can beat your ass and not worry about getting sued. For some reason now, somebody can
followed by a body slam roll, and with all of this combination of moves,
somehow they
Kendo Nagasaki
turn in a lawsuit.
is a hard man to reckon with. You never know what he might do next. You don't know whether to wrestle him or fight him.
But yeah, like I said, Kendo wasn't that good, but like I said, Kabuki was awesome. Got seen a little bit of Georgia Champion Wrestling scene, world class U.S. Nation, and wrestling time. Had the battle with super kicks with Chris Adams. That was an okay little feud at that time. Kabuki and Chris Adams.
Some extra leverage that time. Referee Bill Alfonso checking very quickly with Denny Brown. And Nagasaki with a rear chin lock keeps mounting the pressure on Denny Brown. Now a full body scissors by Nagasaki around the waist of Denny Brown.
Gimmick.
Outside the ring, J.J. Dillon continues to watch rather impassively. And Brown struggling, trying to escape from this situation.
Yeah,
his breathing has to be considerably hampered here.
Even though it's somewhat rounded, but
also by
you
that
still
rear
have the
chin lock.
characters, you know. It's
Brown
like,
must be having some problems getting
hey,
air.
he tapped out, ref. Anyway, you would believe somebody blowing a green mist from their mouth would burn the eye. I mean, because you get any kind of liquid in your eye. I mean,
well, right there shows that Nagasaki really has that
dirty, but if anybody's ever been working outside and sweat a little bit, and a little bit of sweat gets in your eyes, that burns. So imagine somebody blowing something in your eyes. It's close to hell. That's a phone day. Nobody knows how to sell the mist to the eyes.
Nagasaki is a very powerful individual and well-knowledged. Also, he's very smart. This man is no dummy. You can see by the way he moves. Right now, he's just staying on that rear chin lock, putting a lot of pressure on it. And Dennis Brown had best get to the rope, the best
but sometimes they try to have good. You got Mata White 6 in there. You got Asuka who does it. You know, you see Asuka, but then she, you know, gets that face paint on and everything, doing the blue mist thing. So that's
he missed that one, and
kind of make that character out of the character.
Nagasaki drove that foot under the chin of Denny Brown, now into a lateral press. Count of three. Count of three, and it is over for Dennis Brown. I'm going to see if I can't round up Billy Jack for a word or two.
Kendo stick.
Okay, well, right now it looks like there is Kendo Nagasaki doing a ceremonial dance with his kendo stick. And J.J. Dillon with the referee trying to keep some form of order in the ring. Gordon Soley has gone ringside. He is waiting or trying to get Billy Jack out here for an interview.
Lounge singer
Looks like right now the referee is having to assist Dennis Brown out of the ring. That was a powerful, terrific chop that Kendo Nagasaki was able to catch Dennis Brown with upside the chin. Okay, let's go to Gordon Soley ringside.
My pleasure to welcome to the state of Florida to Championship Wrestling 84, the Pacific Coast Wrestling Champion, Billy Jack, and welcome. Easy, my friend, easy.
Gordon, it's a great pleasure to meet you, my man. You know, in the Pacific Northwest, everybody knows Gordon Soley and the entire professional wrestling, and it's a pleasure and honor to be here with you today, sir.
Well, thank you very much. It's certainly a pleasure to have you here. You are a very, very impressive individual.
Well, you know, I've worked hard all my life, and, you know, things, they come for you if you work hard, and, you know, I am the current Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion. I'm here in Florida to enjoy the sunshine, and I'm here for a short stay. But, you know, the main reason in the Pacific Northwest, I'm kind of the people's choice. You know, I'm no better than anybody else, but they take to me outside the ring, inside the ring. I take care of business. Professional wrestling is the toughest sport in the entire world. I love it. I'm out there for business all the way. But the main reason I'm here is because of a man named Dusty Rhodes, and that's the American dream. And I always wanted to meet the man. I drove down here 3,600 miles, and, you know, Dusty Rhodes to me is a legend in this game. And I know how much family means, and you don't watch it. I'm watching the monitor right now, too. You know, I wasn't here when this happened with Kevin Sullivan, and all I can say, Kevin Sullivan, you know, inside the ring is one thing, outside the ring is another, and the stunts you pulled out here with the American dream, hey, I don't feel sorry for you at all when he gets a hold of you, brother, because he's going to tear you in half. It's great to be here in Florida. Dusty, I love you. I don't know how long I'll be here, but however long I'll be here, anything I can do to help you, brother, I'm here to help you. I love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. I really don't think this man has any idea of just how strong he is. But boy, he is something else. On behalf of Barbara,
nothing shot of vodka was one hurt. Oh yeah, that was. I mean, who could blame him? I mean, especially if he was excuse me, especially if he wrestled like the AWA or I mean, Billy Jack Kane's wrestling in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, and all that. I don't think the weather. I think they have pretty cold weather winters as well. Um, so yeah, you know, come to Florida, stay, you know, 3 or 4 months, get some, you know, hang out at the beach, go wrestle, hang out at the beach, go home, or uh, you know, wake up, go to the gym, hang out at the beach, go to the arena, wrestle, go home, uh, or go to your vacation spot. Uh, they'll usually, you know, I think the pay was pretty good. Uh, and people, especially during these times and earlier, wrestlers like going to Florida too, just to learn. Yeah, catch a payday. They will also get an education from Eddie Graham. I mean, Eddie Graham was probably uh, be considered one of the best minds ever in the business, as far as you know, booking and finishing and stuff like finishes and stuff like that. So, I mean, count them: Ole, Bill Watts. Even, I think Vern Gagne learned a lot from him. Uh, but Eddie Graham was kind of like Vern Gagne too. He liked his collegiate wrestlers, but you know, I think Vern kind of favored the collegiate wrestlers more than Eddie did. But Eddie did appreciate them, and and he did dig the legit athletes, as did Bill Watts and Ole Anderson. Uh, but he ran a pretty good territory. Didn't let this anybody walk in, whether that's right or wrong. You know, everybody's you folks have your own opinions about that, um, but yeah. So a lot of wrestlers like Joe just said here, they would kind of come in and have like a little vacation and catch a couple of paydays before they uh, go on to the next territory where they'll be a mainstay or whatever. Um, Sometimes it's kind of like a working vacation, or this kind, like I said before, in between territories. But you definitely had your mainstays. You had Dusty Rhodes there for a long time. You had Kevin Sullivan there for a long time. Billy Jack Haynes that spent a lot of time there. He would wind up going back to his own home territory of Portland, Oregon. Uh, but then kind of he would come back to Florida, wrestle for, trying to be a little bit of a mainstay. I don't know how long he stayed because I know he was a member of the United States Tag Team Championship with Wahoo McDaniel. Uh, then I think he was trying to get into Crockett. Then whatever happened there, he wound up going back to Portland again because he was a big star there. Uh, but I think even Jerry Lawler spent very little time there. I mean, he owned Memphis territory, so I think he lost a loser league town with against Bill Dundee, and it wasn't long. He went to Florida, wrestled for a cup of coffee. Again, probably a vacation, you know, working vacation. He got a few paydays from there, then went back to Memphis. Um, let's see. I mean, a lot, like I said, check out the. I think they kind of go through a lot of people who actually went there and became mainstays or came, went uh, in between there, whatever. Uh, the New Breed got their start there. Chris or uh, that's where they formed at and cut their teeth. That's a tag team in Florida. Uh, but again, it's one of those kind of sad history too. I mean, it's bad enough he had Eddie Graham who committed suicide, and I think his dad committed suicide. I think he had a brother commit suicide. Uh, his grandson and son both committed suicide. So that's a ugh. I think they did Dark Side of the Ring about the Grahams too. I need to do some videos about those. Maybe we'll watch some of those. Maybe do some videos about that. But oops, what's going on here? Uh-oh, I almost screwed up there. Uh, but I mean, that was a pretty good little show there. You got to see a little promo video of Dusty Rhodes. You got to see a fresh talent come in. Billy Jack Haynes seemed like chicks still definitely liked him, but like I said, it's uh, would like to know people's honest opinions about the guy back then. Like go back to 1984 and ask Dusty, hey, what do you think about this new guy, Billy Jack Haynes? Does it seem like does it seem like he's off his rocker a little bit? Because man, those two RF video sharing reviews they did was this. Uh, I think he did one with that Hannibal guy. Uh, I didn't watch that one. Sometimes, sometimes the Hannibal ones are a little hard to watch sometimes because It's just Dad talks like this. What are your memories of being in Florida championship wrestling from Florida? Yeah, he's kind of like me. He's got like a charisma of a block wall. But yeah, they had a lot of talent there. Nothing more you say. Wish I got to see more of it at the time, but that's kind of, I guess, understandable. I guess like either they didn't have the money to send tape or pay Joe Pensino, or I always wonder how that worked. That when Joe Pensino was doing his Superstars of Wrestling show, did he pay the territories, or did the territories pay him to air their show on Saturday nights, or pay WATL? And I think Joe Pensino was one of the station hands, or like one of the top station hands, I think, at the time. I was thinking about doing that. I don't know if any of you older fans remember Joe Pensino and Gordon Solie used to host a thing called Pro Wrestling This Week. And not too long ago, I was kind of thinking about uh, kind of doing a Pro Wrestling This Week type of show, but kind of focus on Georgia independence. Because I think I could get like footage from all of them. But also, what I would do, I would just uh, I want to do the shoot style, and oh, this was a 5-star match. This was that work rate of him was kind of bad, because to me, I can kind of understand most of the kids in the independents. They are just learning, so kind of get them a little leeway. If you're in a $1 billion company, being highlighted as one of our top people, uh, yeah, you're going to screw up too, but your screw up should, you should know how to regroup from your screw ups, so don't look like screw ups. Um, it's like a baseball player dropping a fly ball. Yeah, it might happen once in a while, but the same right fielder ain't going to drop the ball every night or every. He might drop the ball once, then maybe again like 10 years, into his career or something like that, if that. You don't see Major League Baseball players drop fly balls. It's a rarity. Now that you see him misplace balls, and uh, or misplay balls or something like that, and whatnot. But that's about it. So that's kind of when you're in the major leagues, you're goose and stuff like that. Should be should be few and far away. So I was thinking about I mean, like I said, I was thinking about doing that, because uh, it's just easier for me to, you know, because I know I'm kind of friendly towards people who know people, or I could ask one person, hey, uh, would it be cool if I did this? Can I use this? And like I said, it'll be more to promote that town or that indie promotion, and maybe highlight one of their matches or something like that, and kind of work with them and saying, hey, what do you want me to promote? I know you got a whole show to promote, but what's the big hot feud here? Because I don't make it to all the shows, of course, but uh, but not definitely not going to do the Dave Meltzer to these kids and stuff like that, and just kind of keep it like like I said, keep kayfabe alive, a little bit, uh, and basically kind of do like they did, I kind of made a joke one time. It's like, in the world of Dave Meltzer's, be a Bill after, let kayfabe live towards that point. I was thinking about that doing that a while back. So if anybody's watching and interested in me doing that, just let me know, and I can see what I can work up. And it'll probably be like a taped show that it'll air on maybe early Saturday mornings or something like that, or I'll put out Saturday mornings or something like that if I can have time. That's a big thing I don't want to kind of dive into too much because my uh, unfortunately I do got a real job, and sometimes my time is very limited. And speaking of limited, man, I am getting hungry. Didn't eat dinner yet. Gonna grill a couple uh, grill a couple burgers for real. Which brings me to my cooking tip. Like I said, I promised that I would, have a cooking tip. Uh, Now, I'm not going to judge you how done you get, how you eat your meat. If you want it, uh, like I knew a person one time was like, "Hey, just warm up one side, flip it over, warm it up a little bit on the other side, and throw that steak on the plate, and I'll eat it." And they have, and that plate was a mess. But if you're going to cook burgers and you're going to put cheese on them, at least get the meat warm enough to where the cheese will melt. Because at that point it's kind of just a waste. But the hot dogs look okay so far. I don't know who this guy is really. Uh, I think he is I think this is one of those. He's a politician trying to act normal, and somebody took a picture on, put it on social media, and uh, like I said, I forgot who this guy was. I think is it Chuck Schumer or something like that. Uh, but yeah, those burgers they don't even look they don't even look ready to flip yet. You gotta like keep it on there for a while. So yes, that's my cooking tip. And I did promise a long time ago when I first started this YouTube thing. Uh, I said once I get 1,000 subscribers, I will uh, put out a video showing how I make my salsa. I make a homemade salsa using real tomatoes, real jalapenos, real uh, onions, and all that good stuff. Uh, so obviously, I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers yet. So put the word out. Get them to be a champion. Hit that subscribe button, as I always like to say. And once I do get 1,000 subscribers, I'll I'll, I'll do a video how I make my salsa. Um, Now, if you want me to do a whole coo- uh, cook a actual dish, like a real dish or something like that, not you know grill a burger or anything like that, I'll do a video of that after I get my what is it, 4,000 watch hours. Once I once I get my 400 watch hours, I will do a cooking video. I'll wear a ribbon, or wear an apron and all that, and prepare a nice little dish, like a chicken marsala or something like that, or how's it pronounced, or a Hasselback chicken, something like that, something good like that. Uh, anyway, like I said, I am a little hungry and it is getting a little late. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed it. Like I said, you know, uh, hit that subscribe button, watch. If you didn't watch it live, uh, enjoy the replay. Other than that, like I said, I'm gonna legitimately fix a couple of burgers right now because I am pretty hungry. Um, but anyway, hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next week. Have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV 46. Until next time.
So long from the Peach State of Georgia.